thousands of people have mysteriously vanished in America's wilderness. Join us as we dive into the deep end of the unexplainable and try to piece together what happened. You are listening to Locations Unknown.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Locations Unknown. I'm your co-host, Joe Erado, and with me, as always, is a guy who always zipper merges properly, Mike Vandebogart.
Oh, thank you, Joe, and thank you once again to all of our amazing listeners for tuning in. My voice is almost back. Maybe another few weeks.
Yeah, it just sounds like you're hitting puberty a little bit every now and then.
The ripe old age. Yeah. No, but thank you for tuning in and supporting the show. Just a few announcements before we get going. If you want to call the show, you can call 208-391-6913. We also have some cool shows on our new and upcoming network, Unknown Media. So Off the Trails, Who Runs This Park, Crime Off the Grid, Relish, Patreon. Not Patreon. If you want to support us, you can head over to Patreon, YouTube memberships, premium subscriptions on Apple, or head to our store and buy some stuff, hats and shirts and things like that. And if money's tight, you can always leave a like or a comment or subscribe wherever you listen to us, and that will help us out more than you know.
I just love how sick and tired you are. Not like in a bat, like you're just sick and tired.
Yes.
Just like full in it fatherhood.
Yes.
I'm laughing because I remember the pain.
I actually feel pretty good today.
The old voice just sound like it
hasn't come back yet. Yeah. It's better than last episode.
That was fun.
Yeah. It was something.
Yeah. All right. You all good with your updates?
Yes.
All right, everybody, let's gear up and get out to explore Locations Unknown. September 2025. Two experienced elk hunters traveled to the rugged backcountry of southern Colorado for what was supposed to be an 8-day hunting trip in the remote South San Juan Wilderness. Both men were seasoned outdoorsmen, equipped with modern navigation and communication devices, and familiar with the challenges that come with operating deep in the wilderness. When scheduled check-ins suddenly stopped, family members quickly became concerned. A massive search effort involving helicopters, search dogs, drones, horseback teams, and hundreds of volunteers was launched across miles of steep mountains, dense timber, and storm-battered terrain. For nearly a week, rescuers searched for the answers as worsening weather and lack of clues deepened the mystery. What began as missing persons cases soon captured national attention, leaving many to wonder how two capable hunters could seemingly vanish only a short distance from their vehicles. This week, we investigate the disappearance of Andrew Porter and Ian Stasko.
Did Mike, a little cough there get recorded?
Yeah, a little bit.
You want to redo that?
Nah, we'll leave it in. I like slowly cut the audio, but it was like halfway through, so it's fine. It doesn't matter.
I'll try to edit that the best I can.
It's just like dampen it a little bit somehow. Well, actually, I think this exports on all channels, so you might be able to do that.
No, you're right.
Yeah, we've just never done that before because we don't edit.
I have done it a few times.
Have done it a few times?
Catastrophes.
It always had to be something super terrible.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this episode brings us to the Rio Grande National Forest and the South San Juan Wilderness in Conejos County, Colorado. I'm sure I said that wrong.
I think it's
Conejos.
Conejos
County, Colorado. A little bit about the area they were hunting. The area where Andrew Porter and Ian Stasko went missing is high elevation, very rugged section of southern San Juan Mountains in far central Colorado, centered on the Rio de los Pinos drainage and Trujillo Meadows Reservoir near New Mexico's border. So we'll talk about some interesting facts about the area. Headwaters of Rio Grande. The 1.83 million acre Rio Grande National Forest exists largely because the 1,800 mile Rio Grande River begins high in the San Juan Mountains on the forest's western side, then flows all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. An undiscovered jewel with huge elevation ranges. So the forest is described by the Forest Service as one of the true undiscovered jewels of Colorado, spanning everything from high desert San Luis Valley floor at about 7,600 feet to rugged peaks over 14,300 feet in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. It is home to the world's largest alpine valleys. So the Rio Grande National Forest wraps around the San Luis Valley, often cited as the world's largest agricultural alpine valley and one of the world's largest high deserts. Flat farm and ranch country ringed by mountains. The South San Juan Wilderness, about 158,000 acres, is built from ancient volcanics carved by glaciers into steep slopes above broad U-shaped valleys with high peaks, cliffs, jagged pinnacles, and ragged ridges that make travel legitimately difficult. It sounds like a great place to go hiking.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds super difficult, but I've never gone that far south in Colorado.
No, I've never been to that corner of Colorado.
Yeah. A famous grizzly, often cited as the last known Colorado grizzly, was killed in the South San Juan Wilderness in 1979. And if any grizzlies still survived in Colorado afterwards, biologists long pointed to this area's recess as the most likely refuge. So I didn't answer the question. Could there still be grizzlies in Colorado in that area?
Sounds like maybe.
President Theodore Roosevelt established the Rio Grande National Forest by proclamation in 1908, and decades later, Congress formally designated the South San Juan as wilderness in the Colorado Wilderness Act of 1980, part of a broader push that also protected the nearby Wheeler geologic area. So a little bit about the climate. This part of the southern San Juan Mountains has a high mountain, semi-arid climate, lots of sun overall, but with frequent convective storms during the warm season and long, cold, snowy winters at elevation. The broader San Juan region is known for loads of sunny days and relatively mild, dry air, but the high peaks and wilderness zones see much cooler temperatures and significantly more precipitation than lower surrounding valleys. Midwinter is typically the wettest time of year in the high mountains, with deep snowpacks coming along the divide and in headwater basins. Early September in the high San Juans is often described by local hikers and backpackers as one of the most comfortable times of the year. Daytime highs commonly run in the 60s to low 70s at mid-elevations, with nights in the 30s and 40s depending on the exact elevation and weather fronts. That actually is like perfect hiking weather.
Yeah.
At 10,000 feet and above, where Andrew and Ian were hunting, those same patterns translate to cool days and cold nights, with typical overnight lows in the 30s and occasional dips into the 20s when storms or cold air masses move through. Community reports from people who regularly backpack in the San Juans in late August and early September note that you can see frosty mornings, a few nights near freezing, and even a couple of inches of early snow that melts quickly once the sun is up. Even during this good weather, shoulder season, afternoons and evening thunderstorms remain a key feature of the climate.
I think we got that wrong. It should have been straddle
seasons. My cousin was listening to the show and he's like texted me. He's like, straddle seasons. Forecasters and local guides warn that the San Juan high country routinely sees showers and thunderstorms building most days, with higher chances earlier in the monsoon, which is July to August, and still significant but somewhat lower frequency into early September. The National Weather Service zone forecast for the southwest and eastern San Juan Mountains, above 10,000 feet, routinely shows patterns like mostly sunny, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, and showers with a chance of thunderstorms on many days, underscoring how embedded convective activity is in the seasonal pattern. Those storms often bring lightning, It's brief but intense downpours, gusty winds, rapid temperature drops, especially near the Continental Divide. User reports emphasize that there is a 30% chance of rain. It will rain. And even in early September, lightning and wet snow on high peaks are very possible. So this is exactly the kind of pattern that was reported in the days Andrew and Ian were in the field. Bad, cold storms and fog rolled through, with lightning and deteriorating conditions that concern both family and rescuers. Because temperature generally drops with elevation, high basins and ridgelines above 10,000 feet in the region experience significantly colder nights than nearby valley towns, even when the valley forecasts look mild. Clear, dry air can produce strong radiational cooling after sunset, leading to frosty mornings and thin ice on puddles, even when daytime temperatures feel comfortable. When storms move in, wind chill and wet clothing quickly increase the risk of hypothermia or cold stress for anyone caught far from shelter. So that's just the weather. Now let's talk about the terrain.
Yes.
The terrain where Andrew, Porter, and Ian went hunting is classic high San Juan Wilderness, steep glaciated mountains above Timberline Valley cut by the Rio de los Pinos and its tributaries near the Colorado-New Mexico border. The area sits in the South San Juan Wilderness and adjacent Rio Grande National Forest in Conejos County, part of the Southern Rocky Mountain ecosystem or ecoregion. Elevations run from roughly 8,000 feet in the lower river valleys up to 13,000 feet on surrounding peaks, and ridges with steep slopes dropping into broad U-shaped glacial valleys that are then incised more deeply by modern streams. So the Rio de los Pinos itself rises high into the wilderness near the Continental Divide, then drops thousands of feet towards its confluence with the Conejos River crossing the Colorado-New Mexico line more than once. Game Management Unit 81 and the adjoining valleys support strong populations of elk, mule deer, black bear, and other large mammals. The Rio de los Pinos Valley itself is described as prime elk habitat with resident herds using the river corridor and surrounding slopes. So it's like the best spot to go elk hunting. So that's why they're there.
Yeah.
For bow hunters, that's really hard to do, elk hunt with bow. The country offers a mix of thick cover, open meadows, and broken ridgelines that let animals move between feeding areas, bedding timber, and water, but visibility can be limited and the terrain quickly becomes complex once you leave established trails. So, Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about Andrew to start?
Sure. So I'll try to go through character profiles for both pretty quickly here so we can get the timeline. So first character is Andrew Porter. He was 25 at the time of his disappearance. He had last contact on September 11th of 2025, and he was reported missing around September 12th or 13th of 2025. He was a male, age 25. He was about 6 feet tall, very physically fit. Weight was not publicly mentioned, but he had light brown blonde hair. No detail about what eye color he had or any other distinguishing marks. Clothing and gear last seen in, so he was bow hunting elk in early archery season and was reported as carrying, archery gear, bow, arrows, knives, game bags, light hunting clothing, and a Garmin InReach device. He and Ian were not carrying firearms, and their vehicle was back at the trailhead. It still contained, other gear that they brought with. Medical issues. For Andrew, there was nothing reported, no chronic conditions or, anything that would have been a hindrance in him, hiking out in the wilderness. Occupation, he was living in Asheville, North Carolina, and he was, described by a lot of people as, passionate bow hunter, outdoorsman, backcountry enthusiast, and, just pretty much all about, being out in the wilderness and hiking and backpacking. Experience in the wilderness. Multiple people described him as, a very experienced outdoorsman, experienced hunter. He was familiar with multi-day backcountry trips and modern tools like satellite messengers. He was also very comfortable navigating rugged, high elevation terrain, camping off, a trailhead for, extended archery hunts, and coordinating with SAR appropriate gear like inReach for check-ins and local sharing. So it seems like pretty knowledgeable. Joe might be pulling up some pictures.
Yeah, I don't have it up yet in a second.
So, experience at this location. So Andrew was a non-resident hunter in Colorado. So like I said, he's from North Carolina, and he came to hunt in the GMU 81, which Joe had briefly talked about earlier. So, while this wasn't his, home area, he was prepared with mapped trailheads. He had the satellite device, and he had planned an 8-day trip into the South San Juan Wilderness. So, he was prepared. Second,
and they seemed like they knew what they were doing. They had all the right equipment to do it. I mean, there's people that do it successfully without half the stuff that they came in there with.
Oh yeah. So, much more prepared than a lot of the people we discuss on, the show. So, subject 2 of tonight was Ian Stasko, and he was also 25 at the time of his disappearance. Same, day, last contact and reported missing because he was hunting with Andrew. So a lot of this stuff is going to be kind of the same for both of them. Body description, again, very similar. 6 feet, weight wasn't described. He had, blonde hair, again, reported very kind of fit and athletic. He was, again, experienced with the outdoors, a strong backcountry hunter. He didn't have any distinctive tattoos or scars or anything. Gear he was last seen in, very similar to Andrew. They were bow hunting elk. So he had between the two of them, they had that Garmin inReach device. Mm-hmm. It looks like we got some pictures of them right here.
Yeah.
They're pretty much very similar, same age, same height.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nothing jumps out at me. They look like
just standard 25-year-old guys that would hunt in Colorado.
Yeah. Yes.
If you're imagining it in your head, you're correct.
Yeah, you think about it, you got to be pretty physically fit if you're hunting elk with, a bow at elevation.
Oh, yeah.
That's not like,
just hauling the meat out in those backpacks if you don't have like livestock to help you. It's just a ton of work.
Just getting there. You got to hike, you got to hike like, who knows, maybe a day or two just to get to your spot.
Yeah.
So it's not something, just, grandpa can do. Though some do.
You're going to have an angry grandpa calling
right.
that's like, I elk hunt in the San Juans all the time. Like we weren't talking about you. We are generalizing most grandpas.
Yes, most grandpas couldn't do it. So personality-wise, so Ian, described him as, again, dedicated outdoorsman and hunter who deeply loved the mountains and backcountry. You're going to find a lot of similarities between the two of them. If they're willing to go into the backcountry to hunt elk with a bow and arrow, they probably have very similar passions with, hiking and going outdoors. And
yep.
So, yeah, again, no chronic medical or physical limitations that would have caused, the disappearance. Occupation, hobby. So Ian was actually living in Salt Lake City at the time, and, he's framed in reporting as, passionate about elk hunting, backcountry travel, wilderness adventure, and, articles about his disappearance, very similar to Andrew. So they both, they'd rather be doing, elk hunting or hiking or backpacking than pretty much anything else.
Sure.
Which sounds pretty awesome. So I'm just going to jump right into timeline here.
Yes.
Our story starts early September 2025. Andrew Porter and Ian Stasko, converge on southern Colorado for an 8-day elk hunt. Like I said earlier, they're both physically fit. They have all the gear. They've done it before. Their target was Game Management Unit 81. Joe briefly described this. It's a rugged swath of country stretching from the Continental Divide eastward to the Rio Grande and south to the state line. has steep ridges, deep drainages, heavy timber, and it's a pretty rugged place. Joe's looks like he's pulling up pictures or Google Maps.
Yeah, I'm live right now. So this is, I mean, yep, middle of nowhere.
That's desolate.
It's very desolate. And you can see kind of this horseshoe ridge that they always talk about. That like just catches weather.
Yeah, it looks pretty nasty, but also would be cool to hike.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll see if there's any Google Street View images from literally anywhere.
Doesn't look like it.
No. Yep. Oh, here's one on the ridge.
Oh, there we go.
We can look down upon. Oh, see, it does this all the time. It like goes to a different spot sometimes.
Weird.
All right, you can keep going. I'll try and get this to work.
I want to see if this works.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Maybe because usually those are private photos. They could have made them private. I'll try and get at least one in the area so we can get an idea of what we're looking at. What is going on here? All right, you keep going. I'm going to figure out what's going on.
So they drive to the Rio de los Pinos trailhead in Conejos. Did I get that wrong?
I just Rio de los Pinos Conejos. Now you know how I feel.
Yeah.
When you do this to me all the time.
I know.
That's awesome.
So Conejos County, and they use their Garmin InReach satellite device so they can check in regularly with loved ones from, out in the backcountry with no cell service. Before they leave, Andrew and his fiancee, Bridget Murphy, agree he will send routine check-ins roughly every 24 hours so family can track the hunt's progress. Now, little excessive, don't you think?
Every 24 hours?
Yeah.
Just if you have an InReach device, you just send a text.
I know, but I mean, we used to hike all the time off grid in like with no means of communication.
That's why we didn't check in.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of nice that you don't have.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Like, I mean, obviously you want the device, so if something happens, you can contact the authorities. But if I'm like out in the backcountry, I don't want to be checking in every 24 hours.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you wouldn't care as much if you went all the time.
I guess.
It sounds like they go all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like just a Tuesday.
Yeah.
For us, it's like we never get away.
Yeah.
So let's get away.
Yeah, I want to be off the grid for a week. I'm not talking to anyone.
And look at this. I finally got it to work. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a little less rugged than I would have thought.
Yeah.
Like the way it described this area, it seemed way more aggressive, I would think.
I would have thought the Rockies would have been a little more rocky.
That John Denver's full of it. That's kind of how I'm feeling a little bit. Like they made it seem like it was super steep in the descriptions, but yeah. Okay.
I mean, it looks.
I mean, you're in the middle of nowhere, so I mean that's
Google Earth never looks as rugged.
That's true. That's true. That one didn't work this time. It wants to. There we go. This is the basin that they would have been around. Okay. So yeah, this is probably amazing elk hunting. Hard with a bow. If you had a rifle, you could prop up right up here and like shoot right down into the valley.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
I mean, that looks pretty far. You have to have like a Barrett.
Oh yeah. You should watch elk hunting videos. There's some dudes that shoot across like this, and it's like they got to aim like 4 inches up.
Yeah.
And it like takes a few seconds. So this is beautiful.
What time of year is this picture?
June 2023.
I would have thought like January.
I know. It looks like it's still like not spring yet.
Yeah.
But okay.
That's just probably how dry and hot it gets.
Yeah. High desert.
Okay, where was I? So, like I said, before they leave, Andrew agreed to check in every 24 hours with his fiance through the InReach device. And, that's fine. If I'm going backcountry hiking, I'll make the agreement. If something happens, I'll message you. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I'm going off grid.
Yep.
So it's now September 7th to the 10th of 2025. GPS data later assembled by investigators shows Andrew and Ian's trip unfolding in a fairly methodical pattern. They spend a night at or near the Rio de los Pinos trailhead, then move on foot to a backcountry campsite roughly 2 miles north, where they remain for several days while hunting nearby drainages and ridges. During this time, Andrew has been using his InReach device to send brief positional updates and messages back home, reassuring family that the hunt is underway as planned. But things don't go as planned because weather in the high country is very unstable. By mid-September, storms and fog are moving through the San Juan backcountry, dropping temperatures and bringing heavy rain to the mountains, straddling the Colorado and Mexico line. The men continue hunting despite the changing conditions, relying on their experience and the Garmin to stay linked to home.
So this is roughly
Okay.
2 miles, like give or take.
Yeah.
So they would have went, and that's the start of the trailhead. So they would have ended up kind of right where we were looking at.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and get a better view of that through the, yeah, this is actually kind of perfect right here if we can pull that up again. Because they went from down in the trailhead directly north 2 miles. They would have been right on top of this.
Okay.
So they went from down here up there.
And now in this picture, that doesn't look that hard, but that's
That's
probably
very
like
different.
700 feet,
Yeah, that's a lot.
like a elevation
Like
gain.
those are full size trees.
Yeah.
And like not tiny ones.
No,
Like those are the big ones.
those are like 40-foot pines.
Yeah. And they look like nothing.
Yeah. Maybe not 700 feet, a couple hundred feet.
Yeah, don't get it wrong.
Don't eyeball that wrong. Probably has an elevation filter.
Well, I'm going to try and get it on All Trails, but like it's so remote. It's All Trails like, yeah, no one does this.
Yeah. All right. It's now Thursday, September 11th, 2025. This would be the final electronic contact. So Andrew, keeps up his pattern of periodic updates. Through the morning and into early afternoon, he sends short messages and location pings to Bridget, which is his fiancée, and his family from the InReach device. At about mid-afternoon, reported is roughly 2:45 to 3 in the afternoon, he shares his location again. The last confirmed ping originates near Ian's car at the trailhead. That afternoon position puts them back at the vehicle. And later, investigators infer that they likely returned to the car to change out wet clothing before heading back out to hunt. So, sometime after that mid-afternoon ping on the 11th, the Garmin falls silent. So there were no further satellite messages or location updates, and neither of the hunters calls or texts via cell phone. And unfortunately, that evening, severe weather moved in across the entire area, and it was described by other hikers in the area as bad, cold storms and fog and terrible weekend conditions with lightning and dropping temperatures. So weather really went south quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And, loved ones at home do not yet know that, this September 11th check-in will be the last confirmed contact because he was doing it about once every 24 hours.
Okay.
So,
yeah, here's the trail and no data on it.
okay.
So I'm going to see if I can get contour topo.
There we
There
go.
we go. So this is 10,000 feet along this ridge line, and then it went all the way up to 11,300. So
Okay, so that's
Yeah,
more deceiving than...
yeah, 13 to 4 like up here, 1,400 feet, 13 or 1,400 feet, and it could even be more than that. Like if they started down, the trail looks like it goes here, a little lower than 10,600 feet,
Yeah.
and if they went straight north, yeah, they're going up to 1,130 or 11,319 feet.
So over 1,000 feet.
Yeah, that is deceiving.
Yeah, because that looked like...
Let's go back in it.
So that is 1,100 feet of elevation gain?
Yeah, just this little whoop.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's
it's
really
deceiving.
long. It's super aggressive. That's why. But yeah, if you're starting down in this dip, I guess,
Yeah.
then working your way up through the forest, then in this open. This scree field would be obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, oh, man.
I don't know that you could go up it.
Well, they did.
Well, they may have gone around. I mean, how would you? There's a point where you're not going to be able to get up that.
I don't know. They did it. Maybe it's not super bad scree.
It looks pretty steep.
It does. It does. I mean, what's the alternative? You got to go all the, like, how?
You
all the
go
way
up
along the ridge?
where those trees are over there and go up the ridge.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
to the right.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I would do. I wouldn't try going up the scree just straight
I would,
up.
because I don't think. I'm like, as the crow flies.
Yes, the crow flies. You're there for like 5 hours just like treading.
It's like walking up an escalator that's going down.
Yeah.
That would happen to me. And then you just get up to the top and be like, you idiot.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Let's get out of this.
Yeah, let's move on here. I've had so many diversions tonight.
I know.
Okay, it's now Friday, September 12th of 2025. Andrew and Ian have, predetermined check-in protocol with their families. And when that schedule is broken, concern starts mounting quickly. So by the evening of Friday, September 12th, family members contact the Conillos County Sheriff's Office and Colorado Parks and Wildlife Game Warden to report the men, report that they've missed their check-ins and have been out of contact since Thursday's ping. And at this point, law enforcement treats this situation cautiously. It is really not uncommon for backcountry, hikers to be reported overdue due to, a miscommunication or some kind of minor delay out in the backcountry. And the hope is that the hunters are simply out of range or focused on a final push, for their elk hunts over. So, law enforcement wasn't super quick to jump on it and just start an all-out search.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously they're, around there, they probably deal with this a lot. Hunters might just, stay out an extra day or whatever. Sure. So,
yeah, if it didn't raise any alarm, I'm automatically kind of thinking that maybe that just is normal.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Saturday, September 13th of 2025. Deputies from the Conillos County Sheriff's Office drive to the trailhead to check for the hunter's vehicle. They find it parked at or near the trailhead. It was locked with no sign of Andrew or Ian nearby. Inside the vehicle, deputies discover camping gear, large backpacks, and other supplies that would normally accompany an extended stay in the backcountry. The presence of significant gear and packs in the car, combined with, all of the recent really heavy rain and storms they had, triggered more serious concern with law enforcement. And their worry now was if they're still out in the field, they may be out there with limited equipment in very deteriorating weather. So I think now law enforcement's kind of like, this has turned into a serious situation. We need to mobilize and get people out in the field to start looking for them. Mm-hmm. So by this time, the sheriff's office decides to, like I said, initiate a full search and rescue mission. Search operations are immediately put into place, quickly scaling into what officials described as a massive search involving air operations, multi-county and state ground teams, dog teams, drone teams, ATVs, and local volunteers. So it really is a massive search. A search base is established at or near the Rio de los Pinos trailhead, which becomes the operational hub for both official SAW resources and the civilian volunteers.
The geological survey actually shows where the trail goes.
Okay.
So the one we were looking at was right here where it ended. The geological survey shows it does kind of go right up the middle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look at that. It's actually two. There's Flat Top Trail. That image we were looking at was like right up on this rim, like here.
Okay. Might be a little further down where
you're not, I think if you look at where the other ridge was here, I think you were correct though. There's like more trees that way. So maybe it's a little less aggressive and that's why
you go up.
That's where it hooks and then comes back around.
Because that looks like off in the distance, the trees we were looking at. And
right here?
Yeah, because if we were on the other ridge in that picture.
Here, yeah. So we were on this ridge.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes, oh, right here. Look at this.
Yeah.
Boom.
So that's how they got up there.
Yep. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Okay. And then they said there's a backcountry camping spot, which means it's probably not marked.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they just find, you're so in the middle of nowhere, you just find
There's
a space that's good.
There's a lot of trails down there, though. You can see.
That's where it doesn't show on all trails until you go into the geological survey. But yeah, look at it. So and this is the type of stuff they would have had in their Garmin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we forget this. I mean, this was last year.
Yeah.
This wasn't like 30 years ago. Like,
yeah.
They had
my watch would have it loaded.
Yeah. Like if they have a Garmin InReach device, that's, I'm curious what I've said Garmin InReach so many times. I kind of want to look to see what it actually looks like.
We looked at those because that's the one that's, if I'm getting it right, you can text message directly from it.
Okay, there it is. It's a satellite.
Yeah, it uses satellite, but I thought you could text. The guy who did the South, so you can text message on this. You can't make phone calls, and it does it through satellite.
Does it have navigation?
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
It's a normal GPS device, but you can text from anywhere in the world. And I think I'm going off memory, could be wrong, but the guy who was the first guy to do like the North Pole and the South Pole, he like had that, and he was like messaging. He'd message, and that's how like he would post to social media. He would like send someone a text message who would then post what he said.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool that we're texting via GPS devices now.
Now I can send satellite text on my phone, so you don't even need a Garmin.
Boom. There you go.
Boom.
Boom.
Though, that's a lot cheaper than an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's cool.
Garmin InReach. I feel like I've said it 30 times this episode.
I know. They need to sponsor us.
They should sponsor us.
Come on, Garmin. I just got their MK3 for diving, and it was fabulous.
2 thumbs up from Joe.
2 thumbs up.
All right. Where was I?
Actually, that would be a good sponsor for like not getting lost with Garmin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody ought to write a letter to Garmin.
Yeah.
Somebody. Anybody.
Listen to Locations Unknown and use a Garmin, and we guarantee you won't get lost.
We have to start another LLC to put all the liability on that. It's like, and who's guaranteeing it? This other corporation.
Garmin will guarantee.
Or you're gonna lose
your
our
rescue
sponsorship.
bills are on them.
That would actually be a cool campaign. Like if you use our device correctly.
Yeah.
And still get lost.
Then like the first day of the campaign, someone gets lost.
I know, right? And they rescue him, but it's like $1 billion.
Yeah.
All right, continue. More sidetrack.
Yes. Garmin, we're waiting.
Yeah,
waiting
come on.
For that call.
Anyone who's listening that works at Garmin, come on.
You need it. You're going to be...
Yeah, you clearly aren't selling enough devices.
Yeah, with iPhones and Androids now being able to do the same thing, time might be numbered.
Yeah.
But not if you call us.
Unless you got 2 guys like us just hawking your stuff.
Yeah. They're definitely not calling.
All right, continue.
Okay, it is Sunday to Tuesday, September 14th to the 16th of 2025. So massive search efforts building at this point. It grows into a multi-agency operation spanning, difficult high elevation country. Teams from Colorado and New Mexico join local responders, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, New Mexico State Search and Rescue, County SAR teams, and volunteer groups all are converging on Unit 81. They also had special assets deployed. So they had tracking dogs, drones, aircrafts. They had a Flight for Life helicopter, with the search. And they had a privately contracted Black Hawk helicopter that was later brought in to help assist with the search. They also had searchers on horseback and on foot. I think it'd be fun to be a horseback searcher.
Yeah.
I mean, not as hard as the ones on foot.
Yep.
Because you're literally just riding a horse around.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, you're just like, everyone has to walk around, just like gives you sneers and stuff. Like, you're driving a horse.
That guy got the horse.
Yeah. Why is he special?
So, searchers on horseback and on foot, they were canvassing drainages, ridgelines, timbered areas. Volunteers are warned to expect long delays and challenging terrain, including extensive deadfall and off-trail travel. Social media posts and calls for help circulate wildly. One volunteer message explains that those joining should be prepared for 8+ mile off-trail hike through rough country to thoroughly canvass the valley where the hunters were last known to be. And during this window, family and friends launched a GoFundMe campaign titled Help Find Andrew Porter and Ian Stasko to support the search and help cover travel and logistics. Within a short time, the fundraiser raised, almost $80,000.
Yeah, it's currently sitting at $78,666.
Not bad.
882 donations.
So, yeah, people really came out to help support the search. The family even offered a $10,000 reward for any information on what happened. It's now Wednesday, September 17th of 2025. So, Andrew and Ian are still missing at this time. But search leaders and the family receive a crucial piece of information. A report from other hunters confirmed that they saw the pair on Friday morning at the Spruce Hole Trailhead. So I don't know if you get a chance, look up Spruce Hole Trailhead and see where that is in relation to the other one, the Rio de los Pinos. So the men reportedly talk with this party about a big bull they had seen and say they are heading back out to look for it. With the car present in the Spruce Hole at that time. Sometime after that Friday morning sighting, the vehicles moved back to the other trailhead where deputies later find it. So this sighting gives the family a little bit of hope. It basically, they thought they were lost the day before, and now this just says that they were alive at least another day that the family didn't know about. So there's, hope that maybe they're still out there. Mm-hmm. So, one more night, one more morning. Sometimes it just hope is enough. They need to help, the searchers and the family keep going. So now the search corridor is adjusted to prioritize the area between the Rio de los Pinos and the Spruce Hole trailheads, including all the intervening drainages, ridgelines, and timber areas. Having trouble finding it?
Yeah, it gave me coordinates, and it keeps telling me that those aren't coordinates. So
weird.
Yeah, usually you can just enter coordinates into Google Maps and it'll just go there.
So it is real.
It is real. It's just so underutilized that nobody has anything on it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. Oh, here we go. This is the closest I can get.
Okay.
So there's Red Lake Township, McIntyre Peak.
So it looks like a lot of elevation gain.
Yeah. Jeez, I can't scroll in.
Short, not very long.
It's not very long. Okay.
All right.
I'll keep trying to find it on Google Maps.
So, like I said, they've adjusted the search corridor with this new information. Requests go out for more resources, additional SAR teams, more dog teams, more horse teams, more four-wheelers, more drones. So they want to expand the search zone. So by this point, there are more than 50 organized search teams in the field, and according to later tallies, over 170 personnel have been involved and drawn from multiple counties and states. So very massive search operation. And for those watching the video, in a very remote and rugged environment.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people to have out there. And, family and, the fiancés post updates thanking volunteers and emphasizing that the hunters are savvy, resourceful, and doing everything they can to survive while pleading with the public not to let the search effort dwindle. However, on Thursday, September 18th, the search enters its 6th operational day. Early that morning, Bridget posts that searchers are ready to work as hard as possible to find Andrew and Ian as more teams deploy into the field. Around mid-morning, though, one of the ground teams reports a discovery that will end the search and shift the focus to a recovery and investigation. Now, did you know what happened with this case?
I didn't until I accidentally saw it recently when I was searching.
Okay.
So no.
All right. So at approximately 11 to 11:15, a search team locates the bodies of two men under a tree in remote terrain roughly 2 miles above the Rio de los Pinos trailhead in the South San Juan Wilderness. The Conejos County Sheriff's Office issues a press release stating that two unidentified males have been recovered about 2 miles from the trailhead following an extensive operation, and that the investigation is ongoing, with no further details pending. Identification and notification of next of kin. The privately contracted Black Hawk helicopter assists in the transporting of the sheriff, undersheriff, and the Colorado Search and Rescue Association coordinator partway to the scene to examine and recover the bodies. On-scene examination reveals no obvious signs of trauma on either man. They are found close together beneath a tree with no immediate evidence of foul play. The bodies are recovered and flown or transported out of the backcountry while SAR operations began to demobilize.
I would have been able to guess what it was.
Even if you didn't know? Well, let's...
Yeah.
Shh.
The tree is the key.
The tree is the key.
Yep.
But it's not what you think it is.
Okay.
So
they were roughly from this image. So here's the trail.
Yeah.
You might technically not be able to see it from here, but here's this lake right here.
Okay.
So they were past that along probably like where this tree line is.
Okay.
That's where they were roughly.
What's the elevation there?
11,400.
Okay, so that's pretty good up there.
Yeah, 11,400-ish.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, that's just remote and desolate.
Yeah, I mean, look at how barren it is. You look around.
That's June.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so, like, even like when you're high up in the mountains in, Colorado, or it's green.
Yeah.
But that's like desert.
Like, props to Lillian Chan for taking these pictures.
Are they all the same person?
Yeah. It's like these three on these ridgelines, like she must have hiked over there.
Wow.
Because they went up, the trailhead is around here, and it kind of winds up through here.
Yeah.
And then it goes into this area. So if you go out here, see how it goes?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this isn't facing exactly north, but the other one is. No, this one's off. That's why it looks weird.
Ah.
Yeah, there we go. See,
now it looks...
it lines up a little bit better. I don't think this one still is perfect, but you can kind of see exactly.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, how that shape lines up.
Yep.
Yeah, so they were just past that pond, like, because 2 miles from the trailhead was towards the top.
Yeah.
As the crow flies. So maybe it was a little south of there, potentially.
So they were in that general area.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're looking from her photo towards that lake, they were like in,
so they were
in
over
here.
there somewhere.
Yeah, the circle I'm making now covers the entire area, so they were within this frame.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
So, like we said, the bodies are still not identified at this point. No signs of trauma or foul play initially. It's Thursday afternoon, evening, September 18th of 2025. Although the sheriff's office initially refers to the remains as unidentified, word reaches the family and the public quickly that afternoon, Andrew's aunt posts an update on the GoFundMe page that she has been using to coordinate support. She writes, "It is with broken heart and through tears that I give you this update. Andrew Porter and Ian Stasko have both been found deceased. Their bodies were discovered earlier today by a Colorado Search and Rescue. I will provide another update tomorrow. Please keep Andrew's and Ian's families in your thoughts and prayers." Local emergency management and news outlets in North Carolina and Colorado confirm that the recovered bodies are those of Andrew and Ian. Saukatch County Search and rescue also posts that the men have been found deceased and that their role in the search has concluded. That evening and into the next day, the focus shifts from missing hunters to trying to understand, or as Joe usually says, piece together.
Yeah, piece it together. It's a puzzle.
Yeah, what happened to the experienced outdoorsman in a place not very far from their vehicle. It's now Friday, September 19th of 2025. The Conejos County Coroner, Richard Martin, confirms publicly that the bodies are those of Andrew Porter and Ian Stasko. He reports that there are no obvious injuries and no initial signs of foul play, emphasizing that if there had been clear evidence of violence, investigators would still be at the scene processing it. Autopsies were scheduled for Monday at the El Paso County Coroner's Office, and the official cause of death remains undetermined, pending those examinations. But obviously, if you didn't know what happened, the lack of visible trauma, would seem weird. And for the internet, it fueled speculation. Many observers focus on the area's brutal weather over the preceding week. Others raise theories about hypothermia, a fall, acute medical emergencies. However, search and rescue personnel and county officials limit public statements to the facts, and they just basically say the men were found together about 2 miles from their car and showed no obvious injuries, and there are no early indications of foul play. So it is Monday, September 22nd. Authorities and family receive a clear answer finally after the autopsies are conducted. Coroner Richard Martin confirms that both Andrew Porter and Ian Stasko were killed by lightning.
See, that's where you never go under a tree.
Well, we'll get into it. Was not.
It wasn't going under the tree.
It wasn't a direct hit.
That's what I assume. It went through the ground.
Yeah, from a different tree.
From a different tree. Oh, for the root system.
No, just so out at the
they
end.
They were close enough to that tree that it did it.
Well, so because there's no.
Are we bad at this that we just kind of gave it away?
No, I mean we're okay. I just said there. I'm in the part of the timeline where I tell the audience they were struck by lightning.
Oh, okay.
So but because we don't have theories in this one, I went into a little of the science behind why they were killed by a lightning strike that didn't strike them. And growing up in Wisconsin, I've heard stories I'm sure you have too, where what cows, a herd of cows will do in a thunderstorm is they'll all group together under a tree. Mm-hmm. And lightning might strike in the field and it'll kill the entire herd. The whole herd will get wiped out. And it's because of this phenomenon that I'll talk about in the theories section of why, if lightning didn't actually strike them, did they die from it? And I was actually kind of shocked that this type
no pun intended.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. This type of lightning strike actually kills more people than direct lightning strikes.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm on pins and needles.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. So, like I said, the autopsies were performed. It was lightning. I'm sure a lot of you were leaning that way, listening to what happened. He explains to multiple outlets that the men were not directly struck. Instead, lightning hit a nearby tree and the electrical charge traveled down through the trunk into the ground and into both men where they stood beneath or near the tree. The bodies show only slight scattered burn marks, described as if you take a match and stick it on your arm, with only a few small burns on each body, consistent with a powerful electrical jolt that stopped their hearts and brains instantly, rather than a direct lightning hit that would have caused extensive burns.
That actually makes me feel better.
Yeah,
because sometimes you can survive those and you die in pain.
Well, so a strike like this, sometimes they said if someone is there to do CPR, that they can sometimes revive you. Mm-hmm. But if
both of you are incapacitated,
it's 100% fatal then. Because it basically just short circuits your heart.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, but it's quick. It's it's so fast they wouldn't have even felt any
They
pain.
wouldn't have realized what was happening.
They wouldn't have even realized that it happened. It would be
that always
like-
makes me feel better.
Yeah.
What's it called? Is there a name for that type of phenomenon?
Yeah, they called it. We'll get into it when in the science part, but
I wanted to. I'll see if I can look at it because I want to see if while you're talking, I can pull up like a visual.
yeah.
So keep going.
Okay, yeah. So, like I said, not a lot of burns on their bodies, but, the same day Bridget finally posts a message, she writes, "It's official that a lightning strike to the ground took them in an instant. They didn't do anything wrong. They didn't feel or fear pain. He was just trying to get back to the car as storms rolled in on Friday, September 12th. In another statement shared in the news coverage, she calls the accident a bizarre, horrific act of nature and emphasizes that Andrew was an experienced outdoorsman who was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. With the cause of death confirmed as an indirect lightning strike, also described as a ground strike, speculation about foul play and mysterious disappearances fade. The story becomes one of two capable hunters killed by severe mountain weather only a short distance from their vehicle. So, pretty crazy story. I think I remember this search. I remember reading about it in the news when the two elk hunters, when they first went missing, last June.
This is crazy. I'm just reading about it. Wow.
Yeah, so the science behind it is kind of interesting. So I can go into real quickly.
Yeah, do it. I'm not sure. I'm not sharing the screen or anything,
Okay.
so you can talk about it. I'm going to try and find a quick video.
So yeah, like I said, because we're not doing a theories section because we know it happened, I was going to go into a little bit of the science of what happened because I've heard of, lightning strikes not necessarily hitting someone, but still fatally injuring them. But I wasn't really sure how it worked. So an indirect lightning fatality usually means the person was not part of the main lightning channel, but was killed by electricity traveling through another pathway, most commonly ground current, also called step potential or step voltage. The National Weather Service explains that when lightning strikes a tree or the ground, energy spreads outward in and along the ground surface, and this ground current causes the most lightning deaths and injuries because it can affect a wide area around the strike point, which I didn't know. I always thought getting hit like directly by a lightning bolt was like...
I always thought the whole point is it goes into the ground to dissipate into the ground.
Yeah, so
So like, how is lightning rods? Because they just go into the ground. Like, how come that doesn't do that? Or does it?
I don't know.
This is all very upsetting.
Yeah. So maybe you look up how a lightning rod works while I'm reading.
Okay.
So the Lightning Safety Council similarly describes that current can enter at the contact point closest to the strike and exit at the farthest contact point, often moving through the cardiovascular and nervous systems. So
is it better to not have both feet on the ground?
Well,
because it's got to travel through your foot, and then it's got to go out the other one if it's going through your cardiac system. So if you're standing on one foot, would you like avoid this?
I don't know.
Am I overthinking this thing?
I think you're overthinking it.
Okay.
I mean, you can look that up too. Your list of looking stuff up is getting longer.
I know. I'm going to do it real quick.
So in the scenario described publicly for Andrew and Ian, found under a tree with minimal burns and later described as an indirect ground strike, the likely sequence is lightning hit a nearby tree or the ground, the electrical potential in the soil spiked, and the current traveled through both men because the human body, which is salt water plus electrolytes, conducts better than many soils, especially when wet. And two people can die from one strike because the energized ground current footprint is broad. If both men are within that potential gradient, both can become parallel conduction paths. So,
okay.
And then I have a quick little blurb
All
here.
right, here we go. I can tell you why a lightning rod works.
Okay.
It can create step voltage, but it's a smaller amount because it spreads the current over a larger area. It sends the current to multiple ground rods at the same time. It uses heavy conductors with low resistance. and often includes buried ground rings or meshes around the structure, so it reduces the voltage gradient. So they said, think like lightning hitting a tree equals dumping a fire hose into one small hole.
Yeah.
Lightning hitting a property grounded lightning rod, dumping the same water into a network of drainage pipes.
So it's the same principle, but you have like...
You're spreading it out over a larger area.
And underground...
Controlled.
It's controlled.
Yes.
So same thing happens. It's just engineered to dissipate it better.
Yes.
And quicker. Versus you just being out in the woods and it hitting a tree next to you and you're just getting
it says the tree becomes an unpredictable conductor.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
That makes sense. So what happens to the body at the moment of a strike? So lightning injury is primarily an electrical disruption problem, not a burned alive problem. That I always thought, I guess, you know, I always thought when you got hit by lightning, it was like, yeah, like a burn kind of thing. But in milliseconds, a massive electrical impulse can depolarize the heart and disrupt the nervous system. Medical references emphasize lightning can cause cardiac arrest, loss of consciousness, and severe neurological effects. The arrest rhythm may be, I don't know, Joe, you would know these words better. You work for a...
What? Put your cursor on it so I can jump right to it.
Yeah.
If you click it.
Yeah, I did. What is that?
Where's your cursor? I can't even see it. Oh, okay. Asystole.
Asystole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or other malignant arrhythmias. So there's certain things that you can shock for.
Yeah.
If you have full arrest, you can't shock. So you shock when you have like torsades. It's torsades de pointes. It's twisting of the points. So it's like your heart's kind of like quivering.
Okay.
Weird. And there's like certain cardiac or there's certain drugs that put you at a risk for torsades. There's a lot of weird things that the heart does, but
yeah,
the heart's actually fascinating because it has different essentially chemical structures to slow electrical pathways to make it doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
Because if it didn't, it would just all beat at once because it's electricity.
Yeah.
And so you'd just be like, boom, boom, and nothing would pump.
So it's basically like the natural way, like a natural circuit.
Yeah. So if you overload it, it can like just freak out or just completely shut down.
Isn't that amazing? Like nature figured out a way to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it took us
it's so complex.
hundreds of thousands of years to like do it with computers, like create a circuit again.
Yes.
And
we're the original AI.
Yeah, right.
Artificial or not artificial, ancient intelligence.
And don't heart cells never regrow?
Fun fact. Yes, unless you're a pregnant woman.
Really?
Yes. Pregnant women can have a heart attack and then the fetus will send, I'm blanking on the cells. What are the cells that like babies?
Stem cells.
Stem cells. Yeah. Babies. The baby will send stem cells back that actually repairs the heart. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a really cool phenomenon. It's like the baby ensuring that its host will survive to give it birth. Isn't that
like the baby is like, you can't die yet?
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Like if you have a heart attack when you're not pregnant, like you're done for. But like otherwise the baby sends like, stem cells through the umbilical cord to help repair heart muscle.
That's wild. I had no clue.
Yeah. So if you have a heart attack, Mike, just get pregnant.
My pregnancy days are behind me.
You've hit perimenopause?
What is that?
It's why you're all aggravated right now.
Oh, yeah. It's been a weird episode.
I know. Just let's just keep going. I'm fascinated by lightning and electricity. Right?
Yeah.
I'm totally nerding out on this whole thing. Like, they're saying the farther your legs are apart, the voltage increases.
Okay.
So it is like standing on one foot standing on one foot or keeping your feet together increases the risk of survival. Because otherwise it's got to travel up one leg through the cardiac system and out.
That was one of the pieces of advice that obviously the first thing you should do if you hear thunder and you're going, hiking is turn around and try to go down in elevation and get to a shelter or a hard-topped car.
Yep.
If you can't do that, they say if you're with multiple people in the hiking party, spread your party out. So if there is a lightning strike, at least one of you is conscious to provide CPR. Mm-hmm. And then, put your feet very close together. Try to not stand under like a lone 100-foot tree.
Yeah.
And that is very interesting that your chance of dying increases by just spreading your feet out.
Yeah, so they said running is bad because you could be caught mid-stride. So it literally says like shuffle with tiny steps, sliding your feet along the ground, so like don't lift them.
Yeah.
And then some lightning safety experts recommend bunny hopping with both feet together. So you're either in contact with the ground together or you're not.
Yeah.
So you don't want to ever be like in between or in a stride.
Lightning,
and it increases the chance.
Lightning is fascinating. So at the old house I used to live at, there was this old guy that lived behind me that had this massive ham radio tower. And I remember I was out my driveway one afternoon and there was a storm coming in, like a very electrically charged storm, lots of lightning. And I was standing in my driveway and like the hair, have you ever been outside like in a storm and your hair on your like arm starts to kind of...
Oh, that means it's getting positively charged all around you?
And the ham radio tower was humming. It was like... and then all of a sudden...
absolutely terrifying.
Like a block away, just bang, huge lightning strike.
That's so
And I was like, all right, I got to go inside.
You're like, I'm out of here.
Like
here,
the metal was like...
Here, watch this.
What is this?
4 dudes under a tree in a storm. Boom. Tree.
Oh, man.
Look at that. Hit the tree. That's like exactly.
Did they pass away?
I don't think so because they usually don't show that when they do. Their feet were together. Maybe they just got knocked out.
I don't know.
It's on YouTube and there was no warning. So.
Okay. Well, we're going to assume they survived.
Yeah, they totally survived. Anyway.
But yeah, so what you want to do, so I wrote, could they have survived it or avoided it? Highest way to avoid it, like I said, is finding a structure or a hardtop car, but the National Weather Service explicitly stopped recommending the classic lightning crouch because it doesn't really protect you if lightning is going to strike your area, and it can keep people outside longer actually. So, they've started emphasizing your really only safest route is to get to a real shelter. But if, you're unable to do that and, treat any thunder as a hard stop and immediate retreat towards, lower elevation, vehicle building, plan hunts so you're not committed deep in timber drainages during a typical storm, build windows and, timelines when you can hunt and then not hunt. And if a storm overtakes you, prioritize distance from isolated tall trees and, rapid movement to lower terrain while keeping group members separated enough that at least one person can provide, CPR. So
this makes me way more terrified of lightning than I was before. I was always concerned about just getting hit by it.
Yeah.
Now I have a whole other concern of it just hitting anything in my vicinity.
But yeah, I think you would rather get directly hit by it because it seems like those people survive more frequently.
Well, that's especially if you're doing the crouch and like stick your butt up in the air. Just like everyone said, like goes through your butt into the ground.
Yeah. I know lightning's, there's a lake in South America where there's lightning every night.
Oh, I've seen that. It's like people go there for.
Yeah, it's
keep
like
talking. I'll pull it up.
It's a weird geographic location where it's like the perfect combination to create thunderstorms every night, and it storms 365 days of the year every night.
Venezuela.
Yeah, that's it.
Maracaibo.
Yeah, it's so cool. I watched a whole document. I watch really boring documentaries.
That's a super cool documentary, Mike. Don't ever talk.
Yeah, right.
Don't talk down to yourself.
It's so cool. It'd be fun to live there and just watch that every night.
Oh, I love thunder.
You'd probably get like sick of thunder. Like,
I don't know if I would.
No.
I like play it on my Google stuff, like to go to bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have the thunderstorm audio going all the time. I love it. It's so soothing.
So you've never seen this lake?
I think I saw a TikTok of it.
It's
I forget
cool.
that this is on.
Oh, has our audio not been playing?
No, but I just forget that this is a whole thing. I just want to fast forward to where it shows lightning. Here we go. It's just like this every day.
Every day. Every night.
Every night. That's awesome.
6 million bolts of lightning annually.
6
Most
million.
experts estimate that lightning strikes over Catatumbo roughly 140 to 160 nights a year, with flashes often visible for 7 to 10 hours per night. If the elements could write poetry across the sky, it would surely look like this.
That one was cool.
That is awesome.
It was just like, it looked like a snake going across the cloud.
Yeah, I like that place. Let's
Yeah.
go there.
Well, you were down in South America. You should have like just
I didn't know
detoured.
about it.
Yeah. So I don't know why we started talking.
Because lightning's awesome.
Lightning.
We're talking. The whole thing's about lightning.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was a weird episode. Got a lot of tangents.
It was good. It was a good episode.
I'm like 80% back with my voice.
yeah, you're almost back to normal.
So I think we've got to. This will be released. Well, when you're listening to it, all of our dear listeners, it'll be near the end of June.
Yeah.
So
Why are you
I don't
laughing
know.
so maniacally? It's just one of those nights.
it is one of those nights.
All right. Well, thanks again for tuning into our show. We truly appreciate each and every one of you for listening and sharing Location Known with your friends and family and helping us continue to grow this amazing community. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, where you'll find episode updates, behind-the-scenes content, and video versions of many of our episodes. If you'd like to support the show, you can pick up some Locations Unknown merchandise through our website or Facebook store. You can also join us on Patreon, become a YouTube member, or subscribe through Apple Podcasts and Patreon to gain access to bonus content, exclusive episodes, special events, and more. And lastly, when enjoying the beauty of nature, whether backpacking, camping, or simply taking a walk, always remember to leave no trace. Thanks, and we will see you all next time.